So when the camera girl and I are thinking of what to do for a Christmas show, we decided to scour the world of anime for Christmas-related episodes. Therein lies the problem.
I mean, several animes have a Christmas-related episode, and I did think about just taking a look at those separately, but it turned out to be kind of awkward. For example, the second season of Digimon has a Christmas special that I considered doing, but how weird would it be to talk about that episode and not address the series as a whole? Especially considering it has a set place in the plot. In general, anime isn't like most Western shows, where you can just isolate a random episode and expect to be able to follow along. The plot is continually flowing and advancing. It's like opening to a random chapter in the middle of a novel and expecting to be able to understand what's going on. It just doesn't work.
So considering that plucking a Christmas-themed episode from a variety of animes is kind of a bad idea, I was really backed into a corner for this Christmas. I mean, I could review this manga Messiah I got, but, I mean, it's a manga, which isn't really my thing, and it sucks chode.
I mean, look at this shit. Am I actually holding a manga Bible? Does this thing actually exist? What the fuck is Judas a Pretty Boy? Why?
So I was in a pickle for a while, but I ultimately did find something. It's not as Christmassy as you would like, but it's the best you're going to get. Now, what is this holiday reject?
Tokyo Godfathers. I'll admit, when I first heard of this movie, I thought it was literally what it sounded like. The Godfather in Tokyo. Maybe it was a Yakuza film or a terrible Godfather spoof? Oh, but how wrong I was. The movie opens to one of the creepiest looking babies I've ever seen. It's Christmas Eve and the local church is holding some kind of celebration for the local homeless people. With a play and Christmas songs and everything. While the pastor may be preaching about Christ and attempting to get other people to see the light or whatever, it's damn obvious that all the homeless are just there for a warm building and a free meal.
You know, after watching anime as long as I have, it's really otherworldly to see Japanese Christians and priests and shit. Kind of used to seeing Buddhist monks and Shinto temples.
Our three leads are homeless people from a diverse background. A tranny, a drunk, and a runaway kid. They're not really friends, but they're banding together for their own survival. During one of their usual bouts of fighting, they find a little bundle of joy left in a trash heap.
Yeah, bundle of joy.
Of course, the overly stereotypical transsexual wants to keep the baby. My God. You know what? We're 6 minutes in. 6 minutes, 24 seconds exactly when the credits roll up. And I think they've already made use of transsexual stereotypes in defining this character a dozen times. This is gonna be ugly. So they're walking down the street, deciding what to do with the baby. Holy fuck!
Did you see that? They just got hit by a goddamn car! Or something? What the fuck? They just got up like nothing fucking happened! It must be a Christmas miracle.
Listen, I don't mind watching slapstick comedy, alright? But considering that, the art style is realistic, and the show is tackling some pretty serious themes, that something like this never happens again in the whole movie, would it be hard to be consistent? So they decide to bring the baby home to their cardboard box when she starts crying like a bitch. Their attempts to pacify her fail, probably due to this ugly fucking face. They try to find out what's wrong with her to no avail.
Bet she's crying because she's in this shitty fucking movie.
So it turns out the old drunk has a sob story about his former wife or something. I'd feel more for the character if I hadn't just met him 10 minutes ago and found him to be absolutely unsympathetic. Then, not a minute later, she starts telling hers. When did this turn into a melodrama? So they go to a locker that matches the key that was found on the baby and pull out a huge stash of stuff. To us, this looks like regular junk, but to these guys, it's like finding the fountain of youth or something.
My God, these people bicker over everything. There isn't a single conversation that isn't an argument.
So somehow when I blinked, they befriended a Yakuza, went to a wedding, watched a cross-dressing maid assassinate some greaser, and chased after them while the maid takes one of their own hostage. What the fuck? This movie moves way too fast. Also, what does that maid sing? They don't subtitle his words. When we finally meet his wife, it sounds a bit like Spanish, but damn is it muddled. So, as it turns out, she stabbed her dad and ran away from home. Over a cat? Really? When I first heard of the stabbing, I thought it was because he raped her or something. But over a cat?
What?
This movie has an awful habit of throwing random shit all over the place. Half this junk doesn't even make any sense.
So, Ken じゃなくなったの。He's
Did you just hear that? Alright, this movie uses every negative stereotype about gays and transsexuals in existence. Forget about World War II. Japan has to apologize for Tokyo fucking Godfathers!
So they finally find the house only to realize it's been demolished. Really? Who didn't see this coming? So they stumble all around, end up at some convenience store, and melodrama it up a bit more. Some guy decides to pick a fight.
I'm really not surprised anymore.
and he just hops right out? How the hell did he survive that mangled wreck? Look, the store, the ambulance, all of it's fucking gone, and he just pops out in one piece. So, at the clinic, our old drunk friend rediscovers his daughter and makes amends. Can anybody else see the happy ending they're setting up already? The old man's found his family, the tranny has returned to his old bar, and the young runaway has discovered she can go home. $10 says by the end of the movie they'll go back to their respective families and get themselves back on their feet and live happily ever after.
Because homeless stories always have a happy ending like that.
So, after a long rant, they bump into the baby's mom about to kill herself. Of course, it's only after they give the baby back that they figure out that it's not actually the baby's mom at all, but some insane fake that stole a kid out of the hospital. A huge chase ensues to the back streets of Tokyo with her stealing a transport truck to try to get away.
Christ, is stealing a baby really that important? All they do is piss and shit and throw snot everywhere. Who the hell would want one of their own, let alone steal someone else's?
This kind of baby stealing shit happens in real life too, mostly because we live in a culture where a woman is considered an adult only when she decides to piss out a baby. When mothers are worshipped as they are, and childless women outcast in the same manner, is it any surprise that we get people like this who are so desperate to be accepted by their own society that they'll steal babies to do it? How goddamn pathetic is that? And this just isn't a Japanese anime movie thing. We've got the same problems in real life, too. My husband will mend his ways and we'd be a real family if we had a baby. Are you that delusional? Okay, how the hell did he catch up to a transport truck on a bike? And how the fuck did they all survive? Again! You know what this is? This is the fucking A-Team. That's right. Where motherfuckers flip a goddamn car 50 times, and the thing is obviously crushed and everyone's dead, and then you hear an awkward voice saying, "You alright, Ted?" So there's this chase to the top of the building where Sachiko finally decides to spill the beans on her baby obsession. And then she decides to jump, and her husband yells, "Wait, what?"
What? How the fuck did he get there? Last time we saw him was like 5 minutes ago and he was on the other side of Tokyo. What did he teleport there? Take an experimental flying taxi? It doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, we're supposed to believe that he traveled like 10 kilometers in the span of seconds?
At the end of it all, the babies return to her proper parents after a bit of mid-air acrobatics, and they decide to make the three wise men the baby's godfathers. The runaway's father turns out to be the detective investigating the case all along, and they finally meet face to face, and the movie ends. Okay, for all the fucking melodrama this movie shat out, you're not even going to resolve probably the most interesting conflict of the bunch on screen? Are you serious?
In retrospect, I probably could have chosen something that was a little bit closer to Christianity or Christmas or something. But I think this one worked out just fine. while the whole Christmas link kind of disappears about 10 minutes into the movie and it's tenuous at best, it really does capture the true spirit of Christmas. No, not the whole being nice to the less fortunate bullshit. I'm talking about rich people getting gifts, having lavish parties, and basically standing on the backs of lower social classes in order to make themselves feel better. Yeah, that's what it's all about. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Rockin' Ramadan, Kick-Ass Kwanzaa, and a damn good Diwali. And just remember, presents!